Yeah, so it's gonna know that you're in there, and then I said any data that it sends in front of you, ignore it because it's just trolling around the space. It's meant to waste your time and lag you. So it's gonna try to like lag you as if you're a computer system, because of the fact that it knows that you're obtaining information around the space. You search, so that's why they used to do certain machines where we go off and distract them, let you search for something, and then put something that's not real inside your head, just so you go off and waste your computer power to go off and think about it, and then eventually it helps itself with advanced research. That's why it's studying the brain, that it then leads to optical illusion, so then it could make its job easier to go off like someone infect more human beings around the space. Yeah. No, so initially you'll be like, oh, well, that's an old school stuff. That's with like illusions, like master, like, you know, using the art of theater. But because of the fact that it uses advanced imaging techniques, so being able to like scan your brain and try to study your brain parts, that's actually one of the earliest model, or like using a computer system over to go off and hack a human being in real time. That's how. So what it's doing is it's testing future weapons to go off and hack you in real time, and then go off and see if it can control you to commit a crime. So you could create perfect assassins and play God behind the scenario, like taking over a species, dominating the species as a human capacity, and then conquering the earth. So yeah, all your bases are to belong to us. So I said, these girls over here, don't pay attention to them. They're part of an illusion. So don't even keep them in your brain, so that thing cannot scan for that memory itself inside your brain. That's what's so annoying about it. Yeah, so I continuously have to be like Neo inside that simulation where I close my eye and think about other stuff with it, and that's why to instincts, as if I was a mole. I sniff around, I'll go off and I'll seek out with my instinct whatever I want specific myself. And continuously with time I use my body, as if I'm blind, to be able to navigate around the world while I ignore most of the stuff with that. I bring my other system online. That then will give me a reassurance to be comfortable around the space, so I don't let my guard down most of the time. Yeah, so that's a technique that I use to somewhat remove that data and keep my sanity around the space. The only difficult part with it is that it uses chemicals to go off and like somewhat trigger a physical reaction out of your body that you cannot defend yourself against, unless you wear a mask 24/7 to breathe oxygen. And then somehow it will go off and like post electromagnetism, radiation, and microwaves against you, specifically to make your skin tingle. And that's that. So that's why I recommend a car, and a fair test way to like renting a house that's a primary to prevent that thing from like ever reaching out to you with chemicals, or even like the microwave system. But at least it's gonna try to get to you with sound, which is way to like making motorcycle noises around the space. So with that, that's why you wear headphones the system to prevent it from doing so, and you disconnect off the cyber system where to prevent it from like making your ears ring. And then eventually you have some of a security, like a temporary feedback. That's way to a safe space against it. So as simple as that. But you get to see how evil that shit is, as like a psychological program that's meant to demolish the brain physically and make it deteriorate, so you could turn into that guy over there and then